Hello, DevOps people. Welcome to Monospace Mentor. I'm Jochen, the Monospace Mentor. And today I'm going to do one final co-working stream before I'll soon leave for a week in the sun. I'll fly to Spain with my family for a week on Sunday, and there's still a few things that I need to get done before I'm allowed to leave. So, yeah, that's why there is a co-working stream. I got stuff to do. You got stuff to do. Let's do things together. And we'll do it in the traditional Pomodoro way. I'll be working for 45 minutes and I invite you to do the same. And then we'll have time for a little chat for 15 minutes and then we'll go into the next round. And hopefully after 2 or 3 rounds, we'll get stuff done. And that's all there is to it, except you can participate also by adding your tasks to the task list here. By using the !task command, and once you're done, you use the !done command and check it off, and then you can add the next one with !task again. It's simple, but it's really great because over the course of these co-working sessions, we get this list filled, and it's very nice to see them all checked off. We keep each other accountable this way, and we get to celebrate the stuff that we get done. And that's the whole purpose of these co-working sessions. It's fun. And if you like, feel free to participate. And with that, I'll just leave one last warning. At the moment, my workstation has been struggling with some kind of a crashing issue. I'm not sure if it's the latest NVIDIA drivers or if it's something in the kernel or if it's hardware fatigue. I have no idea. So far, I wasn't able to find any root cause. Despite spending quite a lot of time scanning logs and things like that. But from time to time, my workstation just, the desktop environment simply resets, and either the machine comes to a halt altogether, or I get thrown back to the login screen without anything that would point to a particular cause. That's why I'm still a little bit anxious that things will happen during this stream as well. It's very random, so I can't actually relate it to anything like memory usage or CPU temperature or things like that. It's very strange, and hopefully it'll be resolved as mysteriously as it was caused. Maybe by a future software update or something like that. We'll see. But maybe it doesn't happen at all. Fingers crossed. So, let's go into the first Pomodoro round, and I'll speak to you again in 45 minutes. Until later, happy working. Famous last words, Tyndall. Famous last words. It shouldn't be that hard to do. Yeah, we all know the poster, don't we? We didn't do it because it's simple, but because we thought it was simple. All right, so if you've managed to get your task done, make sure to use the !done command to check it off the list. And I am not sure if I did actually finish mine. The Logitech StreamCam looks nice too, and it seems to have the 1/4 inch mounting fitting as well. USB-C, yeah, it looks like a nice replacement for my Brio, which I might have killed with a firmware update. I have no idea. Suddenly, I definitely only realized today that it's only delivering below 10 FPS. No idea why that's the case, but yeah, maybe if I have the C920 still lying around, I'll give that a try, but that doesn't have it has a fixed cable, I think, so that doesn't work anyway, because yeah, I need a few meters of USB cable to connect it to my workstation. So let me see, does the StreamCam have a detachable cable? USB-C. What's the... Oh, no, that doesn't look like detachable cable. What's in the box? Camera body, nothing else. Well, yeah, it's annoying, but it's not that important, I guess. So, how's everyone doing? So Puffin is getting stuff done. What's in the box? I have no idea. It's 0.8 megapixel webcam. I don't think it's worth sending that. I mean, I could probably paint pictures quicker and with higher resolution than that camera. All right, yeah. I don't think I saw that movie. Did I? I don't really remember. You used it for work until they got so annoyed with your grainy picture that they sent you a new one. That's a great strategy. And there's RJ! I didn't realize you joined us. Hey RJ, how you doing? Yeah, I think I do know what's in the box as well. At least what kind of stuff. The monitor light bar? Yeah, it's the BenQ light bar, and I think it's a little bit overpriced for a bunch of LEDs. I don't use the brightness style a lot. I just hit it to switch it on and hit it to switch it off again. So yeah, it does the job, definitely, and it's been reliable. I had it for 2 years, I guess, and yeah, it's fine. Argus is possibly going to the pub with the wife after work. That's a great strategy as well. Okay, so I guess that Logitech StreamCam is not it then. But the C922 that I had in my aim doesn't have it either, does it? How does this work? Maybe I need to search for webcam detachable cable as well. Detachable cable. I'm happy to report that my Colmac typing is improving steadily, and I'm at a stage where I actually enjoy it, where it doesn't annoy me completely anymore. So the latest Brio does have a detachable cable and it's 4K. MX Brio Ultra HD 4K. Well, that's pretty expensive too, though. Just 1080 60. I don't need that, but it's good to have the reserve. Optimize how you look. Oh, I didn't know that there are webcams that can do that. Everyone has been telling me that's impossible. Okay, putting it on the list just to get this over with. Same, RJ, same. That's the quickest way to solve that problem. Findle is working on creating dummy endpoints for physical key presses and printing requests. What are you working on? That sounds interesting. The Elgato Facecam does have a detachable cable as it looks. Let's see. Yep, cable is separate. Mixed reviews though. Findle is working on a scale for fishing boats. I need to see that. Okay. So that's more of an industrial application, isn't it? So you have that terminal and it'll probably display the weight and but yeah, I see. Okay. Interesting. Are these industrial application stuff your company does, or is that just a random project? It's definitely something different from your run-of-the-mill web application, isn't it? Its application is outside for a change. Outside. With the whole big evil yellow thing. Okay, so it's just a contract development. Still, interesting stuff. Ton of stuff surrounding it with regulations, special cases, labeling, tracking methods. Interesting. That reminds me of my early days as a freelancer. When you got specifications and had to develop stuff for it. Fishery agencies are apparently very detail-oriented. You mean anal? Yeah, but hey, it's definitely a tough industry to be in, I guess. So Puffin says, I bet the whole wide range of projects is cool there. Work in healthcare, there's lots of data pools for hospitals, automating chart review and user support. Yep. Oh yeah, you probably would have been auto modded anyway, I guess. Yep, I'm pretty sure that's the great thing about being a consultant. Every project can be different. Not all are, but yeah, can well imagine that. Worked with everything from nuclear to warehouses. I did work with nuclear as well. It was actually my first freelance job. The town where I grew up had its own nuclear power plant, and eventually both my parents worked there. And so I got summer internships and things like that. And well, they found out that I was heavily into programming and seemed to do a decent job. And so I did some development during some kind of internship. And when I had to go and start college, they offered me to keep developing for them on a freelance basis. So I actually started my first business out of that and did some freelance development for them in my early 20s. That was amazing. Learned so much. Didn't learn the business side of things enough. So I went on and tanked quite a few businesses, but eventually things worked out. And yeah, you could say that the experience was worth the financial losses I incurred. So what you're saying is they simply pay what's been agreed, and yeah, that eliminates so much hassle. Straightforward. I love that. Okay, the bot says that break is over, which means let's get some new stuff on the task list. And speaking of task list, I should actually mark my task as done and get on with my next one. Thindle says, new CEO want to show how new CEO ways are better than old CEO ways by CEOing in new ways. Oh dear. People have to prove themselves and justify their existence. That's annoying. That can be pretty annoying. Oh dear God. That's unfortunate. Condolences, Thindle. Struggling a bit with keeping up with chat here because I get everything twice today, both from Twitch and then again when Restream posted to YouTube as well. So my stuff scrolls through quite quickly and I need to get that fixed as well. So much stuff breaking right at the moment. It's a real drag. Camera doesn't work decently. Chat doesn't work decently. I hate my life. Ooh. No, I take that back. My life is grand. If that's all I can complain about, then I have it pretty well. Let's not kid ourselves. If a broken background camera is my main problem, there are lots of people who have it far worse. And as Thindle says, if it's broke, we fix it. Hey, I keep babbling on. We should get going. So, next round, Pomodoro number 2. Thank you, Balthazar. You're very kind. I hope you're having a great day. Well. Looks like I just finished my task on time, so I'm using the done command to check another task off. I hope you are feeling productive. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Monospace co-working time. And take your time, don't feel pressured. That's all completely random. I mean, not every task can be done in 45 minutes, so no worries. And hey, you got the printer down? All right, so, you know what? I'll take a quick break for biological reasons, and when I'm back, I'll try and demonstrate my new Linux tablet to you, okay? I'll see you in a minute. And I'm back. Balthazar back in time as well. So yeah, Linux tablet. More and more I'm leaving the Apple ecosystem. I left the desktop space a few years ago when I switched to, eventually I switched to Linux as my desktop operating system. And now the iPad has been replaced too, much to the joy of my 11-year-old. There is a request for Unix by RJ, so RJ, this is for you. Oops. I think the automaton and I collided there, so let's try again. Don't we all? Don't we all? So, yeah, to be honest, while macOS, yeah, you're right, Thindle. You wonder why the 4D, no, it's not 4DWM, that's the window manager of iRix. The 3D file manager never caught on because it's pretty unwieldy, actually. Having to fly around your files and double-click them and stuff like that. I mean, it's a nice way to showcase the abilities of an SGI workstation, but let's be honest, it's not very practical, is it? And RJ, no worries, that's why these things are there. Yeah, RJ, you're right. It was more of a tech demo, just to showcase how it's possible to do something mundane as file management in a 3D environment that works in real time, which was pretty unheard of back in the day. And Thindle posted a link to a website, and I'm not really sure what that's about, but let's take a look. Let me copy that, copy link address, put it in my browser over here. Why, Thindle, that's you! And you'd like my opinion on it. You know what? Let me see. Is this something I should spend a little more time on? It looks like it's mostly a single page. But anyway, I'll take a little bit more time later and take a look, and I'll ping you on Discord. Speaking of, if you want to join our chat server, go to chat.monospacementor.com. All right, so let's switch to the tablet. RJ asked, which one did you go for? I got myself a Starlight from Star Labs. So far, they mostly built laptops, and now they are back with a 12.5-inch tablet called Starlight. It usually, you can actually choose which Linux operating you want to have on it. There's a choice of 4 or 5 alternatives, and I went for Ubuntu because I thought, yeah, that will probably be the most supported one when it comes to touch interface support and things like that. So yeah, the Starlight, how much? It was about €700, I think, which is much less than I ever paid for an iPad. And yeah, that's what I was getting to earlier. I mean, I switched away from macOS mostly because of hardware support for higher-end graphics cards and things like that, but also because Apple started to annoy me with sandboxing and stuff that got in the way more and more. So I explored other alternatives, starting with Windows, and then that quickly got me into installing Linux as a desktop operating system again, and realizing that it's perfectly viable in 2022, I guess was. So that's how macOS got replaced for me. I'm much more disappointed in iPadOS because the hardware gets upgraded and upgraded. Now we have an iPad with an M4 chip, which I don't think there's even a laptop using that chip. Not even a MacBook Pro, if I'm correct. And the whole thing is held back so much by the software, by iPadOS, by iPadOS not having a decent window management, not supporting stuff that a desktop operating system should support. And I really don't see a reason why I should pay 4-figure sums for something as limited as an iPad. And that's why I took the risk and ordered the Starlight. And I must say I'm very happy with the purchase. It is very nice. It's not quite as polished as the iPad in terms, for example, of size and weight. So let me, instead of talking about it, show it to you first. So let me see. That's the tablet with the attachable keyboard. The keyboard has a touchpad as well. IceQ4, welcome. Thanks for following. So yeah, it has a trackpad. The keyboard is nice. It's a typical tablet keyboard, I'd say. It's not as great as a ThinkPad keyboard, of course, but which keyboard is? But it does the job, and I mean, the tablet has Bluetooth support, so I can attach any Bluetooth keyboard. For example, my Cornish Zen, which is, of course, the best keyboard I can connect to this tablet anyway. And then I can also attach a Bluetooth mouse and work on this tablet just like on a laptop. So let me show it to you without the keyboard. It's easy to detach. So it's a 12.5-inch tablet. That's how thick it is. It's a little bit thicker than the iPad Pro, I think, but maybe just by a millimeter or something. It's, I think, more heavy than the iPad, but that might also come from the fact that it's much more upgradable. And of course, I'll switch it on for you and show you the desktop as well. So for example, it does actually come with this little puck because you are supposed to open it. That's because you can, for example, easily replace the internal SSD. It's an M2 SSD, an NVMe drive. I got it with the 500 gigabyte one because I think that was the only one available at the time. But if I want and eventually want to replace it with a 1 or 2 terabyte one, I just open it up and replace the NVMe drive. And so with these options, I actually am happy to take a few grams more weight and a little bit more bulk. It's really not much. Let's keep up with chat. Balthasar pats his M4 iPad Pro. Yep, faster than my Mac Mini. It does real good video watching. Yeah, exactly. Thindle runs Windows on a Surface Pro 8. It's wonderful. Wow, great. That's high praise. Balthasar stuck with the iPad because he wants the second monitor capability for when he travels. Well, that one, the Starlight does have second monitor capability as well, and I'll try and try it out for the first time in a minute. I do have a micro HDMI cable here, back from my Raspberry Pi, so I should be able to attach it to my ATEM Mini and show you the desktop as well, if it's able to scale down the display. That is, we'll see if it'll break the stream or not. So. Chugging Coffee, welcome by the way, asks, is it pure Ubuntu or do they drop their own tweaked tablet-specific OS on top of it? As far as I can tell, it's pure Ubuntu. At least I was able to install everything I wanted to install, either as a Debian package right from the Ubuntu repository, or as a Flatpak. I do prefer Flatpaks over Snap. It'll take a lot of convincing for me to install stuff as Snap packages, because I think Snap is really not really necessary. With Flatpaks, I have had great success on my Fedora workstation here, and having the same software versions on Ubuntu, I think, is much preferable. We can take a look at the apt repository definition, though, to see if it's something specific to Star Labs or not. I didn't think checking before. IceQ4 asked, how long do you keep going, if I'm allowed to ask? I'm not sure what you mean in terms of streaming here. Let me see. It's 20 past 4 here, so I'll go for another 40 minutes or so, because I'm going to end in time at 5 p.m. because I need to get some exercise in. RJ asks, is it a guitar pick? It has the same dimensions and feel to it. It's rather stiff though, so I'm not sure if it would be suitable as a guitar pick. Maybe if you're doing metal or something. Thindle says, your name makes me think of a piece of internet history that's no longer with us. Hydrate, thank you for that. Pixel Buttercup, that's very kind of you. Unfortunately, I don't have my water bottle and my coffee is empty too. And I'm eager to show you the tablet in action. So I'll keep your reward on the list for the time being, and then I'll grab my water bottle later, and I promise to hydrate a little bit later. Thanks for taking care of me though. So, yeah, Thindle, I agree. I was tempted to spell their name ICQ as well. Checking Coffee says, wow, upgrading a device you own. Go figure. Been on Apple so long that I don't remember what that's like. Yeah. I haven't upgraded it yet, so maybe I'm into a world of pain there, but in for a world of pain there, but we'll see. It's definitely an option that I appreciate. Let's see. Yeah, I assume so. IceQ4. That's what the brain does when it sees a specific set of letters in a specific order. Fiddle asks, I don't remember, did you buy yours BLU or did you build it yourself? No, I got it ready built. I'm not even sure if you can get them DIY. That's only the framework laptops, I think. IceQ4 asks, sorry not to mean any harm or anything, but just for my personal daily schedule, can I know how long you usually do streams? Yeah, of course you can. Of course you can. Just in general, you can ask anything in here as long as it's it follows common sense. You can also, just in terms of code of conduct here, you can also post links. That's a privilege that you can use as much as you like. The only condition is once you post shit, then you're banned. That's it. So to answer your question, actually, usually on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I stream from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. my time, which is Irish time. This is 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. UTC, to make it more general. And tomorrow, I intend to do my weekly office hour, which runs from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. UTC. More often than not, it's not just an hour, it's more 1.5 or even 2, depending on what questions come in, because the office hour is all yours to program. I simply sit here and answer the questions that come in. If you don't ask any questions, I don't have anything to do, and it's going to be a chill hour. If you ask lots of questions, we all have a lot of fun, and I have a little bit of a challenge coming up with helpful answers. So we'll see how tomorrow is going to go. Today, I decided to do a coworking stream, which means I do work that I don't share much on screen, because I got stuff to do and to finish before the end of the week, because on Sunday I'm going to leave for a week in Spain, in the sunny Spain, where I'm expecting to have 30 degrees and a pool and access to the sea. And yeah, I'm very much looking forward to that. No. Yeah, today, IceQ4, I'm not going to be on for very much longer. No. IceQ4 asks, why your own chat? Not sure what you mean. Oh, yeah, it's just a link to Discord for the time being, but I love generic links that I can actually change when I want them to without having to inform everyone that's a different link now. So chat.monospacementor.com is simply a redirect to Discord for the time being. And should I decide to use a different chat platform, I'll simply update the redirect, but everyone is already used to going to chat.monospacementor.com. I don't have to change my stream messages and things like that. That makes stuff so much easier. Symbolic links and HTTP redirects are key to a very convenient life. Now, Finn says blinking lights unit. There is actually a blinking lights command if you are interested in what that is. I've explained it a lot of times, so I'm not going to bore you with that anymore. Let's see. Pixel Buttercup says Barcelona, enjoyed. Yeah, it's actually a little bit off Barcelona. I never can remember the name. It's Tossa de Mar, near Girona. Ice. Okay, fine. Okay, we caught up with chat. Strawman says, Blinken Lights, is that the ASCII Star Wars? Pixel Buttercup has to leave for a meeting. Enjoy. And now, time to fire up the tablet. So I press a button. And then it starts up with a nice Star Labs logo and the Ubuntu logo. Then it goes to a login screen, for which I'll put it back into the keyboard cover, just so I can enter my password. All right, now let me see. Can we stream the picture, the screen? Let me see. Ice says nice device, not gonna lie. No, it's really a great device. The resolution of the screen is also great. It's what is it, 2880 times 1600 or something like that? I actually had to enable fractional scaling in GNOME, so I can actually increase the size of stuff by 1.5. Otherwise it would be too intricate for my old eyes. So let me plug that into my Atom Mini here and actually switch on the Atom Mini. Okay, seems the tablet already detected the Atom Mini, because I guess it switched to full HD resolution. So, let me see. Let's go to external. That's probably an OBS thing. Give me just a second. Because I just switched on the Atom Mini, the source is probably not configured correctly. That's better. And here we are. Let me see how this works. If I move my cursor, yep, it's a second screen. So I have my usual Ubuntu desktop on the tablet, and the Atom Mini is actually a second display. He says, now let's chat a lot again. Don't sabotage me, man! Or woman, or whatever. The Laman says, doxing every communication being as clear as possible. Yep, exactly. That's a good strategy. Strawman says, someone once made a telnet server where you connected. It showed a Greek version of Star Wars in ASCII art. That host was... Yeah, you're right. That's still around, actually. Telnet is actually put to good use. For example, you can also access many internet-based bulletin board systems via Telnet. You don't have to dial in with a modem anymore. You can simply Telnet to them. So now, yeah, let's showcase this. Let me see if I can go into the settings here and actually enable mirroring. Bada boom. Apply. Yep. Awesome. So, yeah, that's how it looks like. Works nicely. I can also move the cursor with my fingers. So if it's a touch device after all. So if I want to, say, get a terminal, I simply tap the Alacrity icon with my finger, and that's it. Pimplup, welcome to the stack. No, it's not the stack anymore, because this channel is not named Full Stack Live anymore. We need to change that. Or do we? No idea. Yeah, anyway, Pimplup says, hey, I have a question. Congratulations. Don't we all? Simply go ahead and ask your question, okay? I wanted to check what the package sources are. Let's see, sources.list. Ubuntu.sources. Nope, that's plain vanilla Ubuntu, nothing Starlab specific. Isn't that awesome? And what's even more awesome, I actually bought the pen with the tablet. Works great as well. It's not a capacitive pen, so it works differently than the Apple Pencil. I can actually just go near the display with the pencil and it'll already react. And that works well too. I installed Krita earlier today, simply to be able to draw stuff here on stream. If I want to visualize something, I can simply use Krita and draw on the screen to explain something that I can't as well explain in words. So that's great too. And actually, I don't know what else to demo here, since it's basically just a Ubuntu desktop. It's really more of a convertible. So that's actually a huge change from the iPad, because the iPad was a tablet, and a tablet that couldn't do much on top. In this case, it's a tablet that also works as a laptop with the attached keyboard, or with a Bluetooth keyboard. And it has a great display. The display resolution is very crisp and clear. I suppose it's not too bright, though. People kept I would say complaining would be too big of a word, but they kept mentioning that it only has, I think, 300 nits. So I'll put it to the test in Spain and see how well it works in indirect sunlight. I won't even try in direct sunlight because no tablet works great in direct sunlight if it's not an e-ink display. But we'll see. It might require a little bit of shade to work well, but other than that, I'm not sure if it's actually going to replace my laptop for everyday work, because it can actually do the same stuff. Well, it only has 4 cores, so let me show you that. Let's simply run btop here. Which requires a little bit more screen real estate. So you can see it only has 4 cores. So I won't do heavy-duty stuff on here, but everything else should work nicely. And so for browsing and reading and doing some basic system administration of remote servers and stuff like that, that thing is more than capable. Lady Lyra joining us as well, welcome, and she says, love that it's just full Ubuntu. Yeah, isn't it great? I didn't think of the fact that, of the possibility that it might actually depend on a vendor-specific repository, which is always tricky. What happens when the vendor goes away and things like that. But in this case, it's just plain Ubuntu, and it works so nicely. I'm really, really happy with the purchase. Let's hope the hardware holds up. I don't expect it to break anytime soon. It's an N200 CPU, so it does have a little bit of heft for a tablet. And so, yeah. And Pimplop asked their question, do you think I need to be a software developer before I go into DevOps or cloud engineering? I just know basic Python, Terraform, Docker, GitHub Actions, and learning Kubernetes now. That's all already a great foundation. Let's start with that. And I see that Balthasar already responded, and he always has great advice. He might actually have preempted me from answering the question. He says, and let me put that on screen as well, if I can find it with my botched overview here. Oh, the external source doesn't even display chat. That's not good. So he says lots of folks from the dev side of the house jump into ops, but the biggest weaknesses those folks have is that they don't really understand how those systems glue together. Yeah, that's a good point. Since we're talking anyway, let's actually tackle that question. That, by the way, would have been an awesome question for tomorrow's office hour as well. Again, tomorrow at 1 p.m. UTC, I'm going to do an office hour stream where I answer your questions, but of course you don't have to wait for an answer until then. Yeah, you completely killed our third Pomodoro round. No, there wasn't enough time anyway, so don't feel bad about that. And yeah, I'm more than happy to help out with stuff. I can always add a little bit of work time later today without the stream. So, and thanks for the coffee. I'll use that tomorrow. Thank you for the 500 bits. That's very kind of you. Now, let me get back to Pimplomp's question. Do you think I need to be a software developer before I go into DevOps or cloud engineering? Now, DevOps, as the name implies, is something that has to do with development and operations, and that's where Balthasar's answer comes in as well. In order to do good DevOps work, you need to have insight into both sides of that equation. So you need to have software development skills and especially have software engineering background, by which I mean engineering practices, design patterns, ability to refactor code, to write tests, and all these software engineering skills and principles. And then again, you need the operation side of things. So you should have you should have experience in system administration as well. And when you can put these two sides together, then you'll get to something like DevOps, because DevOps, the whole purpose of the DevOps movement is to bridge the gap between the software engineering side of things, where people are done with their job basically when the application is ready for production, and in the dark times, that only then ops got into action, because now they had to get the application into production and keep it online, if we're talking about web operations. And the DevOps movement tries to bridge these two sides and make the software engineering side more aware of the issues that operations has to deal with, and vice versa, to give operations an opportunity to already add their expertise to the software engineering process. So stuff that gets developed is already developed with the production operation in mind. To get all this to a more practical level, I would say if you want to get into DevOps, start by doing system administration projects, stuff like run your own web server, try and add services there. Oftentimes your web application that you're going to host on there is going to need a database, so install that database. To try to get into monitoring these services so that you know when something is off, or even if your application goes offline, when your web server crashes or something like that. All these steps will give you insight into the operations side of things. You don't have to wear a pager and get pulled out of bed at night, as I do, but I says host a secure Jenkins, followed up by a lull. I don't think I ever ran Jenkins in production. I installed it once or twice on my workstation, but I never got into that. No, I'd rather use a CI platform from, say, GitLab. And so if you want to get into DevOps and cloud engineering, try and add some sysadmin experience to your portfolio. And over time, you'll reach a level where you can do really great DevOps work. And lots of time later, you'll be able to do great SRE work as well, because site reliability engineering, I am inclined to rename it to service reliability engineering, is basically the maximum of applying software engineering principles to operations. That's where you need to have really solid engineering skills, both on the software development side and on the system administration side and automation and all these things. That's, I guess, where you'll end up when you are really senior in terms of software engineering and operations. I hope that longer ramble made it a little bit clearer for you where to go. If you'd like to, if you'd like me to get into something more specific, more in detail, I guess I'll invite you to stop by at tomorrow's office hour, because that's where I have enough time to answer questions like this in depth. And that's exactly what that stream is going to be for. That's the whole purpose of doing an office hour. Pimplop says, yes, it did. Thank you for the input. I'll definitely stop by. What time is it again? 1 p.m. UTC, which is 2 p.m. Irish and UK time, or 3 p.m. Central European time. I always start with doing it for an hour in mind, but oftentimes people start posting questions at the last minute, which makes me go overtime, and usually I don't mind that in any way.
It's a Unix system. I know this.
Thank you, Pimplop. Welcome to the stack. Okay. Pixel Buttercup, you know what? I'll refund your hydrate, not because I don't appreciate it, but because of practical reasons. I'm going to wrap things up anyway in a few minutes, so there's not much use wasting your well-earned points. You can always come back another time, taking care of my water levels. And let me highlight Balthazar's point. Joining the community and maybe grabbing a membership is a great way to get access to a lot of folks, collaborative calls, presentation, all focused on DevOps and related shenanigans. I couldn't put it better myself. Thank you, Balthazar. You are a VIP, and I love the advice here. So in terms of community, we have the server room, which is my community of practice. You can get a membership over on my website or simply by going to theserverroom.sh. Not only do we run a very friendly and inclusive forum over there where you can ask questions and share your experience in open source, in DevOps, we also do events like our monthly Hangouts. At the moment, we are a little bit in our summer break, but once I've returned from my holidays, not only in Spain, but also in Germany, visiting family in August, we'll resume our regular program where we'll do deep dives during which I tackle a specific topic in depth. I'm planning on showcasing my homegrown project management solution next time I'm doing a deep dive. There's also going to be another member hot seat where a community member presents us with a challenge they have, with something they are struggling with, or with something they simply want to have some feedback about. And we are going to have a hot seat soon, Balthazar, right? Right. Yeah, lots of stuff. And the membership fee starts at only €5 per month, which is about the same as a Twitch subscription, and you'll get far more value back. And so, yeah, consider joining the server room. I says, na sowas. To which I respond, da schaust du was? Yeah, okay. Now, is there anything that you'd like to know about the Starlight? I'm not really sure what else I can rave about, other than I really love what it does and how it works. Fingers crossed that Star Labs is going to be around for a long time, not only because then they'll come up with even better devices, but also simply to have vendors that put Linux front and center. That's always great. And let me see. Actually, today I'm probably also going to leave the phone platform in terms of Apple, because yeah, I guess my iPhone should already be shaking in its pants, because I got a notification earlier that my Fairphone is on the way, and so we'll see how that works. I'll have to find a lot of replacement applications. Moo says new gear day, yeah, something like that. Yeah, not only am I getting turned off by Apple more and more, it's also the whole environmental situation, things like that, which is why I want to support other companies like Framework with their laptops and Fairphone with their phones that might have less hardware sophistication, because they are maintainable, repairable, and sustainable. Because, yeah, for example, the battery of the Fairphone might maybe not last as long as an iPhone's, but it's so easy to replace. And actually, since it's so easy to replace, I can actually simply put a second battery in my bag and replace the whole battery in the phone if I want to, if I can't charge it from a power bank. So, no, Fairphone is still around. I didn't opt for the combination of Fairphone and EOS though, because as it seems, having a really, really privacy-oriented operating system comes with so many downsides for my daily practical application that I didn't want to do that. All right, Bethesda says, as a teaser for that hot seat, I have to scroll so much. Going to be talking about my project where I'm building an opinionated multi-tenant container hosting platform. The scope will be initially for mine and potentially other home labs, but I could see it going towards small enterprise. Wow, I'm excited to do this hot seat with you on the server room. I guess in September, early September. Let's aim at that. Okay, folks, it's almost 5 o'clock, and actually I'm getting really, really hot. My thermometer says it's 27 degrees in my little office here, even though the window's open, but I probably should switch on the fan. But still, things won't change much. Yeah, lots of devices running here with my home lab and my workstation and everything. And now another tablet as well. So, folks, this was great. I'll be back tomorrow with my office hour, 1 p.m. UTC. Prepare your questions. If you are already a member of the server room, consider posting your questions on the forum so I can actually prepare a coherent answer. Otherwise, I'll be coming up with something on the spot. And with that, I guess we could take a look if there is someone who we can raid. I haven't raided anyone in quite a while. There's Keybind, who seems to be doing open source work, Tmux plus NeoVim Church of the Gopher, which is still a programming language that I want to learn. And so, yeah, I guess we'll pay a visit to Keybind. Say hello to me. Why is he... you're not wrapping things up, are you? we'll take a chance. Okay, folks. So, I'll see you tomorrow for my office hour. And yes, hot seat only for members. I'll see you tomorrow, and until then, take care.